Well, hello, everybody. Do. How you doing today? Are you having a good time? Are you perhaps having a fun time? Because we're going to hopefully have a good, fun, educational time. I'm a $10 patron, but I'm the guy that never stopped mining diamonds. Yeah, I guess that's worth showing off on screen just to start things off. Let's gonna go ahead, I'll turn this on for now just so we got some background music. I'm having an educational time. Artmage actually won. They won by a single vote. 19-18. Killer Mudkip, thank you for the prime hype. The Hecka hands stare at us from the background. Oh yeah, we need a triple tactics talent. Day 3. Oh, I'm doing the same ones. You cannot stop me. Battle Fader. We're doing Engraver, the good one. And we're doing Tragodia. One of these days, they will pick one of my favorite cards. And then we will see. Oh, chat's not on screen. Yeah, give me 1 second. We turned it off for something. I forget what. There you go. I think people are sick of an Aircraft on Master Duel. It's also kind of a boring deck to play in the sense. Like, I can get why it might be boring, but also it's like unique, right? It's a different play style than like anything else we've played. Yeah, real quick, let me go. So this is, if you don't know, seeing you stream is making me feel better. I lost my mom last week. It's been really tough. I'm sorry to hear, buddy. That's really tough. I wish I had good advice for that, but, you know, unfortunately, that's just life. You just gotta do what you can when you can. Get some 07s in the chat, if nothing else. It's weird how salutes used to have, like, almost exclusively military connotations, and at least from me on the internet, it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like a salute is just, like, a sign of honor in general. But, yeah, I was saying, so on Patreon, if you don't know, when you leave Patreon, you're allowed to fill out what's called an exit survey, where you can tell people why you're leaving. And most of the time, what was it? They give you a bunch of... Oh, I have a new message on Patreon. 1 second. Hold up, put everything on pause. There might be a squid here. Is it time for a squid now and a kid now? I would like an invite to the Discord. Hold up. Let me do this, chat. Talk amongst yourselves. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. What's up with that? When you arrive, send me a private message on Discord letting me know your Patreon name and how much you... not how much, and what tier you are at. I'll make sure you get the proper roles. Smiley face. Everybody likes a little smiley face. But yeah, so what is it, under audience, I think? I don't want to show the Patreon itself because there's a chance it might show someone's private information. Yeah, so we got the exit surveys. Do the exit surveys... Okay, most of these don't have anyone's... One person did... It's funny because they're anonymous, right? They're anonymous. I guess I could, like, they tell you what day they left, so I could, like, you know, go through and figure out who's who, but I think they're anonymous for a reason. I'd rather not know unless they've, like... They're something, like, seriously personal. But the vast majority of them... Oh, where's the one? Oh, of course it named two of these. One second. Is it this? Yeah. Let me rename this. Okay. Okay, so you can see most of these are just like, you know, I left, my financial situation changed. Finances got a little too tight. I didn't like the benefits and rewards. I have lost interest in this creator's products. Fair enough, you know, people lose interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! I am suddenly broke. I didn't receive the benefits that I thought. Oh, Tsuyomi, we got a snake raid. Welcome, raiders. How you doing today? You having a good time? Perhaps a fun time? Were you playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, or have you cross-raided over from some other kind of event? Welcome in, raiders. Someone activated Snake Rain. They did. Yeah, I'm a Hardleg Joe, if you didn't know, joined by my companion, Critter. Critter, you want to say something? Give us an inspirational message for all the new raiders who have come here, who would like to hear some words of hope in these troubling times. Thank you, Critter. He's such a poet. We did karaoke, but their main game is Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, okay. Gotcha. Honk, yeah. That's Critter. Truly inspiring, yeah. So if you don't know what's up with me, my whole deal is that every month I climb the Master Duel ladder with a different deck that gets chosen by my patrons. All the $10 patrons on my Patreon get to select a deck, and then we have a big election process. They get to vote on it, and whatever the most popular one is, wins. And we've done quite a bit over the course of our time here. You know, everything from, like, absolute jank of Ojamas and Egyptian gods to playing Tearlament and Snake Eyes when they were at full power. We're just getting done with the Heckahands ladder climb. We finished that up. And that's being edited. That I'm mostly known for my YouTube, so that if you're interested in that and you don't want to watch a month worth of streams, subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/hardleggaming. You can get the full Heckahands experience edited down to like 3 hours. And so what happened to over the last weekend was we had the poll for what July's ladder climb was going to be. And Artmage just barely beat out Aneacraft by a single vote. And so I was talking about, on my Patreon, there are exit surveys. Whenever someone leaves, they get to say, like, why they left. So I get, like, a little bit of feedback. So I was showing that, and how, like, for the vast majority of them, it's just, like, my financial situation changed, you know? Finances are tight, I'm suddenly broke. There's one person who's like, I lost interest in this creator's products. But the vast majority of them are just like, I don't have the money. The vast majority of them are like, I don't have the money, or I don't like the product anymore. Like, there's some that are like kind of mean. He was fun like a decade ago, but he kind of sucks now. It's like, I don't know, I feel like I've improved with time. But if you liked the old, like, barely edited YGO Pro videos, like, well, I guess there's nothing going for taste. Doing a bit of soft reset on my finances. But the funniest one, the one that I couldn't help but mention, this paragraph here. I have been a member for a while, and not once has the deck I wanted been the one chosen for ladder climb. Artmage was close, but it was outbid by Hecka hands, and Hecka wasn't very good this month. And next month it looks like it's going to be something else that I have no interest in, so I just feel like I'm wasting my money. Like, brother, you were so close. You were so close. It's like the gambler thing, where it's like, you know, gamblers who give up right before they hit the diamonds. This was your month. You just had to wait. Funny, but I do. Yeah, the weird thing about, I posted it on the Patreon just to be like, he was so close. Because the timing of it, you know, if he had done that last month, it would have just been like, well, I mean, it would still be kind of funny, but there was a lot of people who were like angry. They're like, what are you doing, man? You pay the $10 because you like the channel, not because you want the reward. There's like, I've never cared about the real vote. It's like, you know, it's very touching to know that you all care. But at the same time, like, I get it. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. If you join and you really want your thing to go through and it doesn't, I can understand why that would be upsetting. And it's not even, you know, I'm not, you know what would be funny if I went back and checked the, because every once in a while, every couple of months, I'll go back and I'll check to make sure that everyone who voted in the $10 poll is still a $10 patron. It's like, you know, if I decided to do an audit now and notice that one of our voters is no longer a patron, it might remove a single Artmage vote. They did only win by 1. But nah, I've already declared it and everything. And I mean, to be fair, I mean, they what was it? They gave a bunch of money in months where they didn't get Artmage, so it all adds up together. Please do, that would be fun. That would be diabolical. Oh, also, today's weather, which I guess for the new people, whenever I start the stream, I have like 10 minutes of just playing music while I wait for people to filter in. And I call that the weather, because welcome to Night Vale. We did Obsession by OK Go, and A Stone Only Rolls Downhill by OK Go, and Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder. And the first two, they were just stuck at, we've been, the last month, whenever I go on like a dinner break, I'm like eating dinner and I can't duel. We've been watching OK Go's music videos. And some people were like, man, their music videos are really cool and interesting to watch, but I'd never listened to the music. It's like, I don't know, I do kind of like those songs. I listen to those songs on my own time. Oh, hey. Angel Crab has redeemed a honk. Critter, you got a personalized message for Angel Crab? Thank you, Critter. Karaoke points. Yep, you're slowly earning them up. Oh, and Julio, the 88th, would also like a honk. Critter? Those are the guys who did the treadmills. Yeah, that was their first one. And then they've ever since then, they've done a whole bunch of interesting things. They had a big Rube Goldberg? Yeah. No, Rube. Yeah, they had a Rube Goldberg device. They did one that was full of optical illusions. They did one that was like filmed in a plane where they had like anti-gravity. They had one where they stacked like 1 million printers up and then they printed out pictures over and over again in a way, and then used like stop motion, so like the background was animated by printers. They had one where the entire thing was 10 seconds. Like, they filmed it in 10 seconds with, like, ultra slow-mo cams. And, like, only when you slow it down do you see, like, the music video. You gotta slow it down, like, 100%. And, of course, they have probably my favorite one, which is the one where they build an obstacle course that has, like, a bunch of drums and pianos and shit in it, and then they drive a car through it, and the car has things that stick out and hit the different instruments, and so they play the song using a car. I've been changing the way I listen to music to be more intentional instead of just letting the algorithm. Yeah. I would recommend it, but I mean, you know, you only have so much time. And then we did those for the first two, and then we just picked Isn't She Lovely because it's been stuck in my head ever since the Amazing Digital Circus finale. Which, I don't know why, it's, that whole show, it's been like, those who have been here for a while will remember me, like, I think for the first, like, 7 episodes, I didn't even mention that I had watched it. Like, it just, like, wasn't all that interesting. And then the 8th episode came out, and I'm like, have you guys been seeing this? I've been watching them as they come out, just sort of, like, not even, like, waiting for them. Just like, oh, hey, there's another one of those? Yeah, I guess I'll check it out. It's okay. And then once it got to, like, episode 6, I was like, well, I'm actually invested. And then every episode after 6, it just got more and more, it got like, the show just went better as it got along. Until you got to the final episode that was in theaters, and I was like, I'm gonna go in theaters and see it. How did you like the finale? I really enjoyed it. I thought it was about as good of an ending as you could get for a show. There's really not a lot. Like, if anything, it was almost too... It was almost, like, too convenient. It was almost, like, too happy. But I feel like it earns it after all the dark stuff it goes through. Funnily enough, I was sitting down to watch it myself for the first time. The thing is, right, it's, I don't know why, maybe it's just a sign that I'm like lonely and I should talk to more people. But I find myself more and more, like, whenever something I like comes out, I'll go and find, like, reaction content to it. Because I just don't have a whole lot of friends to talk about this kind of stuff with, and I don't feel like taking a whole lot of chat time up speaking on it to just, like, talk about theories. So it's interesting to just, like, you know, new album comes out, and I'll just go watch, like, reviews or watch people reacting to it. So I've been watching a whole lot of, like, people binge the entire series, or people just watch, like, the final episode. And so as a result, I think I've seen the whole series. And granted, a lot of these are, like, at ×2 speed or whatever at this point. But I think I've seen the whole series, like, 10 times or something. And I just feel like it gets better with every rewatch. Not with every rewatch, but it's something that definitely, like, the first time through, it's like, that was alright. And then when you watch it again, there's a lot of small things that they were really building up the entire time, where once you know what's going to happen, everything, like, slots into place. And the interesting thing, at least for me, has been watching a lot of these reviews and watching a lot of these reacts where people have, like, they're like, wait, what about this? How did this happen? Why is it like that? And, to me, it's, like, kind of obvious, but it's only obvious because I've seen it, like, 5 or 6 times. You know, there's a lot of people who complain about, like, plot holes and stuff, and I'm like, that's not a plot hole, they explained it in episode 3. But, like, if you were watching this, especially as it came out, and there were, like, 3 months between episodes, like, I don't expect you to remember, like, a throwaway line from episode 3. Or even if you sat down and binged the whole thing, that's a lot of stuff to keep in mind all at once. There's a whole lot that's kind of like hinted at, that's kind of like subtle even too. I met the VA for Kane because he came to my home anime convention, which also does pop culture. Nice. I've known him for his spam. He's got a very good voice. I guess it didn't feel like a finale. It didn't feel really climactic. Kind of felt like some of the stuff in it should have been mid-season stuff. Huh. I don't think I've heard that before. Because that's, like, it feels like it's very much like all the characters kind of meet their resolution of their arcs. I don't know what really could have been mid-season stuff. Unless the reveals. I mean, I guess what was a part of me is like, should I refrain from spoilers? But in this case, it's one of those things where, like, you know, this information is technically a spoiler, but almost everyone who watched the show guessed it. And even in the show, they brush by it so quickly that the people who didn't guess it were left kind of confused as to, like, what does that mean? Which is the idea that all the people in the circus are brain scans. Get out the spoiler gnome. Now, this is one of those things where it's like, you know, this isn't a spoiler that matters. If anything, going in knowing this makes the show better. Like, a lot more stuff makes sense, a lot more questions get answered if you just go in knowing that this is what some people will call a soma, what some people call, I forget what they called them in Black Mirror, but there was a Black Mirror episode about this. Yeah. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, it was a common theory the whole time, and, like, it really, I mean, I guess you could assume that there's some, like, crazy sci-fi thing, because brain scans in general are already, like, a science fiction concept, but, like, the idea that, like, Kinger specifically could be hooked up to a machine for, like, 10 years and not be a shriveled skeleton that is incapable of movement. Like, if they were hooked up to machines, they would be dead. They are either like copies of someone, or the brain scan kills them. Doesn't most of the motivations fall apart if you know that for sure from the start? No, because they barely spend any episodes trying to escape. And that's the thing, right? Is like, even when they reveal, they're like, yeah, we're all brain scans. Like, we're not actual people uploaded here. We're their thoughts and memories made into a computer file. And because you have their thoughts and memories, because you have all their brain patterns, you think and feel like you're them. You might as well be them. But for the person that you were, like, they put on the headset, it scanned their brain, and they took the headset off and went, huh, and they left and went about their life, not knowing that a copy was made of them in the digital circus. Like the Matrix? Not like the Matrix. I mean, the Matrix, they had to keep them, like, healthy and alive, specifically because they were a battery. But, like, that's the thing, right? Is like, in the series, when there was, like, you know, Kinger's like, yeah, we're all brain scans. And I think Ragatha's like, so that means, and everyone's like, yeah, I know what it means. I think Jack specifically is like, I know what it means. Like that show Severance. I think I've heard that it's like in Severance, but I haven't seen Severance. Maybe I should watch that as well. And then even Ragatha's like, you know, I think I've always kind of known. It just sucks to actually have it confirmed. Because that was like my fear. I was worried. I don't think it would have been hard to predict, but it absolutely feels like that thing that would ruin the engagement for people. The thing is, I guess it depends on who you are, because there are people... I've seen some of the reactions have been people who are like, oh, well, if they're not real, then who cares? Why are we following these people if they're not actually trapped, if they can't, like, escape? And it's like, well, they still act and think and feel like people. I mean, just because they don't have a physical body doesn't mean they aren't, like, worth investing in. They're still human in every way that, like, matters. Something they never touched on, if they're all brain scans, couldn't they just grab the people who abstracted back when they were scanned and revive them? That's one of those things that, like, to me it was obvious why you wouldn't do that. And, then I was watching something where, like, Gooseworks was answering questions on Tumblr, and she pretty much, like, spelled it out in a way that, like, I was like, yeah, obviously. But I guess some people don't really get that. Because some people were asking about, like, what about gummy goo? Why couldn't you bring gummy goo back? And it's like, the gummy goo that gained sentience is gone. You know, that's what we learned in the fast food episode. You can bring him back, but he don't have any of the memories. You know, Pomni's, like, going up to him and trying to be like, you know, we shared this connection, we were friends, and he just doesn't remember her. So it's like, yeah, you could bring back you could bring back Kaufmo, but it would be the Kaufmo the second he entered the circus. It wouldn't be the guy that they knew, that they had talked to, that they had shared memories with. And the fact that Kaufmo does abstract is like, you know, do you really want to risk that he would do that again? Do you want to put him in a situation for a second time where he... You know, he already, he chose the way out. It wouldn't be the same person that left. There's a difference between knowing and suspecting. The second offers tension. Yeah. I suppose there's some tension. But I feel like the amount of... What was it? It's funny because it does offer some tension. There are some people who, like, maybe they can escape, maybe this is something, maybe they know. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people, at least, again, from watching reactions, there's a lot of people who watch it and can't get invested into it because they keep asking, like, why don't they try to leave more? Why don't they do this? When Kinger says something like, well, that doesn't make sense, they're just kind of, like, confused. But if you with the audience already know, you get rid of the tension of thinking they can leave, and instead you get, what's it called? Drama? No, the dramatic irony? I forget, Alfred Hitchcock talked about it. Suspense. Where he's like, well, what was the famous example? He's like, suspense is... two people having a conversation over dinner, and there's a bomb under the table with a timer, and only you, the audience, can see the bomb. If the people know the bomb is there is some, like, tension in knowing, like, ooh, will they escape in time? But when they don't know, but you do, then it creates even more suspense. Because you know they're walking into a trap. You know something bad is going to happen, and they haven't realized it yet. Dramatic irony. How would you react if someone told you that you aren't real and just a copy of a real Joe trapped in a program? This is a really complicated program. You'd have to do a lot to convince me that, like, everything I knew was a program. I would have a lot of questions. Like, I wouldn't believe it unless you proved it, and if you proved it, like, well, then it depends on the circumstances, right? It's like, well, if this is a program, can I, like, change things? Because if the program still has unchangeable rules and I'm essentially bound to live my life like a normal person anyway, then, like, functionally, it makes no difference. If that was the point, then Goose would have made it obvious and plainly stated, unmissable at the start. Not some. I mean, that's, you can go back and forth over artist intent, where it's like, you know, like for instance, Goose has stated that, like, to her it was obvious, and I guess I'll keep some spoilers or whatever. It's obvious that a certain character is trans, but they never say trans in the show. They only say the word gender once, and it's in relation to a completely different character. Some things that are obvious to the creator, or obvious to some viewers, aren't obvious to others. Like, I was going through this, and to me it was like, it would seem way more unbelievable if they weren't brain scans than if they were. Like, I wouldn't say it was... I'm not sure if I would necessarily say it's obvious, because it's like, yeah, they could have done something stupid. There's always the chance of that. But to me, like, brain scans was the only thing that made sense, like, from the very beginning. Computer, end program. I'm still here. If the table suddenly explodes, that's just a quick scare. Suspense is when you know the bomb is going to go off, and they don't. Gotcha. I had the trans thing spoiled by the internet, but not the digital copy part. Brain scans don't make sense either, to be frank. I mean, they kind of, they make a point of, like, yeah, you know, Scratch was working on a brain scanner. We were testing it out, but whatever we scanned, like, the files were impossibly small for what they were supposed to be. And we couldn't figure out how to do anything with them. That's why the brain scans just kind of sat in a folder that was obsolete. And there's a whole part where, like, they're showing Kane basically, like, breaking out of the limitations of his programming and finding these brain scans. The thing about Kane is that he was like a broken AI, right? They would give him information about the real world and he would put out these weird abstract ideas. But by combining what he had from them with information he had himself, he ended up making the amalgamations of them. I think that's the other thing that, like, maybe is, I'm not sure how intentional it was, but it did show that, like, a lot of the stuff was kind of filled in by Kane. So they probably aren't exact one-to-one copies of how they act in real life. I didn't catch that one of them was trans. I can gather by the context, but I never noticed. Yeah. Computer, install Maxi to Z. I remember I did we watched the episode on stream and I posted that to the Raw Hardleg channel. And someone was like, Joe, look, I know we're not friends, but I think I found a way to ban Maxi. Good luck being crazy. The internet can't help but to never shut up. I'll have to disappear from the internet in 2 weeks. What happens in 2 weeks? Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's art is a two-way discussion, right? There's two segments to art. There's what the author intended to say. I mean, that's what art is at the end of the day. It's communication. But also, people have the ability to find messages and find meaning in almost anything. That's one of the weird things, is that some people treat that as, like, the only function of art. And the thing is, I don't think that's not even unique to art. Like, people look at clouds and find meaning. People can see, like, a plastic bag tumbling in the wind and, you know, feel as though that represents them drifting aimlessly through their life. You know, art, it's easier to do that with art, but that's not an exclusive thing to art. People find meaning in all sorts of crazy random shit. And, you know, the clouds aren't intentional. That plastic bag wasn't put there intentionally. That's you. That's you creating your own stories. Which is fine and fun to do. But I think it's important to put a difference between, like, you know, this is what was communicated, this is what you got out of it. Both are valid and good things, but they are different things. I know the feeling of finding meaning in something. One of the most anticipated games is coming out, and I can't play it anytime soon, and someone will spoil it. Oh, what game is that? Is it... I'm trying to think of what's anticipated, but the only thing I can think of is Deltarune, which already came out, and Grand Theft Auto 6, but I'm pretty sure that's not until, like, winter, right? Does GTA enter in 2 weeks? November. Yeah. November is in 2 weeks from now, unless I really got confused. I'm waiting on Pony Island 2, but that doesn't have a release date yet. It's weird, of all the games for him to go back to, Pony Island, you wanted to do more Pony Island, eh? Well, fair enough. I would rather see more Inscription, but you do you, buddy. Anyway. Let's go ahead. We've been yapping quite a bit. But do I have room for a new deck? Yeah, I have room for exactly one deck. Well, we can get rid of some of these. We can delete this. And get rid of this. Splatoon Raiders. I didn't know Splatoon was lore heavy. Like, I knew it had, like, characters and, like, a bit of a thing, but I never heard anyone talk about, like, the single player. Okay. So I do know a little bit about Artmage. We don't need to do the Let's Learn treatment because I've read these already. I've done, I think did I do a Let's Learn of Artmage? I don't remember. Let's real quick look at my channel. Remind me, what did I do again? No, I didn't do a Let's Learn. When did I read all these, then? I know I sat down and read most of them at some point. But I guess, you know, just to be clear, we'll do a mini Let's Learn. So for those of you who don't know anything about Artmage, the most important thing is the field spell, which is a magical school for anime kids. Also, this is what we call the lore archetype. Some people might call it a dual terminal archetype. If you don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh, or at least much about the lore, the dual terminal was like the storyline that took place in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but was like its own separate thing. So like dual terminal had a story, but like the Six Samurai didn't really. And then when dual terminal ended after like 7 seasons, where all the seasons were kind of related, they were also their own separate side packs. Then they started doing a series of stories that were in the main sets. They're still kind of apart from everything, but they have their own stuff. What was the first one? Was it the Fallen of Albaz stuff? I think it might have been Albaz. Or was there something before that? I feel like there was and I'm forgetting it. World Legacy! Yeah, World Legacy was the first, like, not a dual terminal, but had the feeling of it. So you had the World Legacy that crossed over with the Crawlers and the Mech Knights and the Orcists. Guard Dragons were part of that. I forget who the main big bads were. Oh, Jama Yellow is canon to dual terminal. Yeah, so they had the World Legacy stuff. Then they did Fallen of Albaz, which includes Sword Soul and Sprite. The Therions are part of that. Tri-Brigade, Springans. The Albaz lore goes kind of crazy. Ice Jades are part of the Albaz lore. Oh yeah, Crusadias are part of the World Legacy lore. And the Nightmares. And then after Albaz, you did the Visa Starfrost that was Scareclaw, Tearlament, Cash Tira, that Synchro one that didn't perform as well that I should know the name of. I think it starts with an M. That one was kind of like short. Monadium, thank you. And then Diabellstar, which was Snake Eyes, White Forest, Goblin Biker for some inexplicable reason. Raiden, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, plus the Diabell stuff, the Azamina stuff. And now there's Artmage. Artmage is the start of the new one. You could call it the Medius the Pure archetype. Because he was the first one. If this card is normal or special summoned, you could add to your hand or special summon a Power Patron. So this guy summons a Power Patron. And when he came out, the only Power Patron was this guy. The Artmage Power Patron. And then they made Power Patron Doom Z. And Elf Note Power Patron. So he summons any of them. He slots into any of these decks in a better way that Visa, like, you know every Visa's archetype is like, you can summon a Tearlament or Visa Starfrost, but you never did. I think the only one he actually got any play in was Monadium as like a one of. They fixed that with Medius. Medius is actually in like every version because he summons a Power Patron, and the Power Patron is always like this unifying card for the archetype. And so I'm not exactly sure what happens in the lore, but I think it's like, so Medius the Pure goes to this school with these 3 people, and then each of these 3 people who represents like a different art form gets taken by a different patron who kind of like corrupts them by offering them the ability to succeed at the cost of something else. And then Medius kind of joins them. He joins each one of them, but always abandons them. The Theo realized, yeah. So like Doom Z Power Patron. You got this weird looking snake thing. Or I guess a Dooms is technically how it's pronounced. Actually, first here, real quick, let's go ahead, Artmage. I'm pretty sure we just play like 3 of all the main guys. We got Littera. She got the purple hair. She rocking out. We've got Finn Mel. She got the white hair. Looks like some kind of sword. Sword goo. They are sealed away and need to possess Medius's body to escape, but they are trapped, so they all fight over him. Gotcha. And you got Graflair, who makes fireworks with a big gun. He got the red hair. So you look at Doom Z, and it's like, that's Graflair. He got the same hair, it just turned dark, and he got like an eye patch, and the Power Patron thing has like taken over his body. That's Graflair's brother, actually? I see. Those are different people? Interesting. I thought Graflair got taken over and became Drastius. And then, like, they try to take over Medius, and he becomes Diactorus, but you can see him, like, struggling against it. He breaks free. Each of his friends are from a different country. Gotcha. And then we have, Elf Note. Lucia Fortuna Regina. Is it Regina? Yeah. She got the pink hair. It's her. She changed her name. Unless you're telling me that's also like her sister. Littera is Regina. And then where's the Medius? Is that him stuck in there? Does Medius become bird? It's not that. Rhapsody of Madness. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see Graflair over there carrying Medius. He's hurt from the Doom Z's. And she goes to the Elf Notes to ask for help, it looks like. We already looked at that one. Maybe we're missing something. And then there's a, because what was it? We've got Ixie, this is Synchro, Artmage was Fusion. There's an archetype that's out yet that has something to do with Finmel, right? What's the Finmel archetype? Nope. No, shouldn't there be like a ritual or something? Finmel just stays, oh, okay, she's the okay. She's the Artmage one. Or Lynx. Okay, so she becomes non-finito. So she binds with the Artmage Power Patron. She gets the Elf Note. He doesn't get the Doomsy. Yeah, and then there's a pure Power Patron archetype, which is Pendulums. This archetype is sleeper good. Where's the Medius Gemini archetype? So sorry, we got locked up on the lore. As for how this deck actually works, it's based around the field spell. During your main phase, you can normal summon Medius the Pure in addition to your normal summoner set. More importantly, you can discard a spell trap, declare an Artmage monster card that is not among the monsters you control and has not been declared this turn. Add that monster from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except Artmage monsters, Medius the Pure, or from the extra deck. So it does have a lock, but it's for the rest of this turn, so as long as you do this last, you're fine. And it doesn't lock you out of the extra deck, so you can do whatever you want with the Artmages. More importantly, this does not have a once per turn on it. But so basically, if you have this and you have 3 spell traps, and you have 4, if you have this and 5 spell traps, like if you're going second, you can discard all 5 and add like a Finmel, a Graflair, a Medius, a Littera, and a Power Patron. This just lets you search multiple times each turn. It does lose to Droll really bad. You can't search Medius the Pure. Oh yeah, good point. It says Medius on the Pure on it twice, but you can't search him. Gotcha. I thought it said Artmage or Medius the Pure. I mean, it does, but not for the search effect. So you get like 4 searches a turn. So that's what's good about this archetype. The unfortunate thing about this archetype is that there's not a whole lot of spell traps that do stuff in the graveyard. However, the monsters themselves all have this effect. If you control an Artmage, you can special summon this from your hand. Then add an Artmage from your graveyard to your hand. This latter part is unique, but it's just the fact that, like, you know, you search them, and then for every Artmage, free Artmage. They might as well be sprites. So if you control an Artmage, you can special summon this, and then you add back whatever you just discarded for the field spell, you just get that back. If you control an Artmage, special summon this from your hand, then set an Artmage spell from the deck. So you get rid of something, but you go +1 by getting an Artmage spell. If you control an Artmage, you can special summon this, then draw 1 card. So they all make up for the fact that you have to discard a spell to get them. Littera gets it back, he gets you another spell to replace it, she just draws a card. And then in addition to that, they all have an additional, continuous effect, and they all have a something you can activate on the opponent's turn. So you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. So normal summon, perfectly fine. During your opponent's main phase, special summon 1 Artmage from your hand or graveyard, then return this card to the hand. So she's like an infinite recycle engine. She comes back, you get something else out of the graveyard onto the field. Next turn, you normal summon her, you get something back. Graflair. The first time this would be destroyed by battle, it is not. If you control, oh, we already got that part. You can target 1 spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it. This is a quick effect if you have 3 or more different monster types on the field. That's also potentially the theme of this, is they like to have different monster types. If you didn't notice, this is a dragon, she's a spellcaster, she's a warrior, Medius is a fairy, Power Patron's an illusion. Finmel. Your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Artmages with card effects, so she gives protection to everything but herself and the fusions. During the main phase, if you have 3 or more monster types on the field, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn, and their attack becomes halved permanently. It don't say permanently, but it just, their effects are negated until the end of the turn. The attack always halved. So just blanket negate everything. Oh, is it the opposite? Negate the effects of all face monsters currently controlled. Oh, also, until the end of the turn, their attack is halved. Gotcha. That is much better. Because the way that Master Duel does effect negation, it's not obvious at a glance whether or not a monster's effects are negated, which is something they should change. She's a Lost Wind. And then this guy. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters. This is only while this is face up on the field, because Medius summons this out of the deck, so you can't immediately link it off. Kid, thank you for the gifted sub. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, special summon an Artmage Fusion or Nerva the Power Patron of Creation. Using this card you control, and monsters from your hand or field. If this card is sent from your hand or field to the graveyard, add an Artmage spell trap from your deck to your hand. So you fusion it off, you get something. You can fusion during the opponent's turn. And we've got 3 fusions. Now, Artmage Diactorus is Medius and any other Artmage monster. Target a monster on the field, change its battle position. Not the most useful. When your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, if you have 3 or more different monster types, you can negate the activation and destroy. So it's a non-negate as long as you have a field. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, special summon Medius from your hand, deck, or banishment. He comes from anywhere. Nerva, the power patron of creation. Big glowy shit. 3 Artmages, harder to make. Must either be fusion summoned, or special summoned in defense by tributing 3 monsters with different types. While this card is in the field zone, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Or while a card is in the field zone. Once per turn, when you activate an Artmage monster effect, you can make that activated effect become destroy all cards your opponent controls. So, what if, instead of Forbidden Droplet, it was Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster? What if, instead of recycling, you just blew everything up? What if, instead of fusing, you just blew everything up? I'm looking at the Medius lore, and I think it's important that Medius calls Lytera a small, loud animal. Where does it say that? But he's so pure. What if instead of searching, you blew everything up? Yeah, I like replacement effects like that. And then this is an Artmage too. The value book? Okay. If it's not on the cards, it's not canon. So this is any 2 Artmages. So you can't make this with Medius. Must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by discarding a spell trap and tributing a level 7 or higher Artmage from your hand or field. Oh. So you can fusion summon this by tributing a card in your hand? That's kind of weird. You can only special summon once per turn this way, no matter what method you use. If this card is summoned, you can set an Artmage spell trap from your deck. Once per opponent's turn, you can fusion summon. Tribute Finmel. Gotcha. Well, not necessarily, because he's a level 7 or higher Artmage. So you could tribute off the fusion that's already activated its effect if you wanted to. If you wanted to get weaker for no reason. Yeah, you're not locked out of the extra deck. I'm curious what else you could possibly make. The Actress is a better piece to end on, yeah. And then the spells. Stand back! I got this! Place an Artmage Art's Acropolis from your deck or graveyard face up in your field zone. Or if you control an Acropolis, add an Artmage from your deck to your hand instead. When your Artmage monster is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the attack, special summon Medius the Pure from your hand. So it's like, hey, you want a card that searches the field spell? But what happens if I already have the field spell? Well, it searches another monster instead. Artmage Masterwork Succession. She releasing the owl. Who are the rest of these fuckers? Who knows? During the main phase, fusion summon from the extra deck using monsters in your hand or field, including an Artmage. Then if a card is in the field zone, that monster gains 500. During your main phase, you can banish this from your graveyard, target 3 Artmages with different names in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. I think this is like a 1-of at most. We already got ways to fuse. Artmage Movement Pedigree. Okay, so yeah, it is his like evil brother or something. Or his evil twin. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon an Artmage from your deck with a different name than the card you control. If this card is sent to the graveyard, to activate the field spell, add an Artmage trap from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Not from deck? Unfortunate. You cannot summon from the extra deck the turn you activate either, except for fusion monsters. Yeah, I can't see this one being played. Maybe it won? Awakening. The owl is bringing Medius back to life. You can special summon an Artmage monster or Medius the Pure from your deck. Also, for the rest of the turn, the activation of your cards and effect that include an effect to fusion summon cannot be negated, and your opponent cannot activate monster effects when a monster is fusion summoned. So basically, summon the owl from the deck, fusion summon. Or, I guess if you want, you just get Littera. Or not Littera, Finmel. Get Finmel and have the negate online. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target an Artmage monster you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, destroy one card your opponent controls. Yeah, this is like the only thing that does something in the graveyard that's like worth doing. Because it's a trap, you can activate this on your opponent's turn. So it dodges out of removal while being a destruction. I seem to remember some people being like, you play this at 3 because even if you set it, it's pretty good to just get another thing from your deck during your opponent's turn. And you want to discard it for the Artmage Academy. Artmage Perpetuina Turmoil. She like singing stuff, I guess. Target one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Return one Artmage you control to the hand or extra deck, and if you do, special summon that target to your field but negate its effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate the Acropolis, you can add one Artmage spell or from your graveyard or banishment. Only use each effect once per turn. Cannot special summon from the extra deck you activate either of these except for fusions. So it's a steal from the graveyard. Probably not worth playing. Artmage Vandalism! Assault! He coming. When this is activated, add Medius the Pure from your deck to your hand. You target one face-up monster you control. If that monster would be used as fusion material, it can be treated as an Artmage. So you can turn Medius the Pure into an Artmage. If the field spell you control would be destroyed, you could send this card you control to the graveyard instead. It's a one-card starter with non-finito. Yeah. And that's why I think you play like 3 of this, and then you can bump Medius down to 2. And is that it? That's all the Artmage cards. So you just do that. Then you do like a pay the Master Duel tax. You do one of these. You do one of these. You do one of these. Do 2 of these. Counter trap? Oh, did I? I thought that was a fusion monster. Artmage Impasto Recapture. Oh, they're using magical fists to beat up the Elf Note boss. I'll use the power of art and these big fists. If you control an Artmage, you can activate this the turn it was set. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish one fusion monster you control until the end phase. And if you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy the monster. Then, if you have 3 or more different monster types on your field, you can return all spell traps your opponent controls to the hand. I see. So, if you play it like that, it doesn't seem great. You can insta-set it off of non-finito. Gotcha. But then non-finito becomes a counter trap. And banishing her don't do anything. It's anti-Nibiru, yeah, because you can activate it the turn you set it. And that also makes me wonder if maybe one of these is worth playing after all. It's anti-droll. I see. Okay, so they do have a way to play into droll. And then, I don't know. Mole Charming. How close was the voting? Artmage won by a single vote. Literally, one vote. So this is probably like, if I wasn't going to look up stuff, if I was just going to try to build it myself, this is probably what I'd start with. Along with like, oh, you know, IP, SP, throw those in there. And then I would figure it out and whittle it down. But fortunately, I don't have to do that because other people have already done a lot of that for me. And why not make use of the community? Especially when I only have a month to play the deck. So what we're going to do now is what we do every month, which is go onto YouTube, search up a whole bunch of Artmage deck profiles, and see what we can learn from other people. If you're watching this on YouTube, on the Raw Hardleg channel, I cut this part out of the VOD because I don't feel like re-uploading other people's deck profiles is a good thing to do. Especially since I'm not going to be giving like a whole bunch of stunning commentary. We're just going to be like watching it and then learning from them. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll be back, you know, in the flick of a wrist or whatever. For everyone else here, settle in. We're gonna watch some YouTube together.
Play that you have is Noroi 4 bricks, for example. Noroi 4 other cards that don't do anything. If you open Noroi, Double Fua, and Ashen.
Also, I'm curious, Chad, does it sound like Coder is talking really fast? Are you able to keep up with this at all? I think, unfortunately, I've been, I've mentioned this before. I've been listening to so many things so quickly that, like, normal speech kind of sounds slow to me. I watch almost everything at, like, 0.5 speed. And for me, it's like, yeah, he's talking at a reasonable pace.
And you go to Roy, you have to go through the Saryuja line to get you to your Artmage cards. After you've dug through your deck with a bunch of the Canine cards, the odds of you drawing access to the Artmage engine after the fact with the Saryuja is quite high. So that's why you play the second Lantern. Typically, when I would go second, I would side out one Lantern, double Noroi. I would keep this as my Canine engine, unless the Azuna wasn't as good, in which case I would cut a couple of these as well. But these almost always came out when going second. Was -1 Lantern, -2 Noroi. But the engine performed.
It's normal for here. He already talks kind of fast. I feel like he has a lot of like pauses. He has a lot of the like kind of these stutters, I guess I would almost say. I don't know what it is. I am just curious though, because I know because I watch a lot of videos faster, if people are getting used to it in the same way that I have, or if like no, because it only happens like once a month, it's still hard. It helps me pay attention because these videos can ramble on a bit too much. Yeah. It's, what was it? It reminds me of when I was in school. I've talked before about I had a really tough time at school. And for a little while, at first, they thought I had like ADD or ADHD or something like that. They're like, he seems to have trouble like paying attention. And then they like did a bunch of tests and stuff, and they're like, no, he's not paying attention because he's bored. And instead of giving me medicine, they put me in the talented and gifted section. I was like, well, that's a nice up boost, but it just reinforces this thing of like, I don't know, is being good at listening like a skill? I don't know, it's weird too, because like in a lot of ways my memory is really bad. Like I have a tough time remembering people's names. I have a tough time like remembering what I did yesterday. But if you give me a lot of information really fast like this, and I sit down and just like, if I don't have to listen to someone repeat themselves over and over again or like stutter through it, it's really easy for me to absorb it. When you were in school, it would have been ADD, but that doesn't exist anymore. Ah, okay. Gotcha. It helps more with the hand cam, so even if he's talking fast, you can watch it. Yeah, that was the thing that always like annoyed me at school. Part of why I was so frustrated is because like the teacher would explain like some concept and I'd be like, okay, I got it. And then they would explain it like again, and then they would explain it like a third time, and then they'd be like, okay, now that I've explained it 3 times, let's do an example problem. And, you know, I'd go through and I'd solve the problem really quickly because you just explained it and it's like a sample question, so it's designed to be really easy. And then we'd be like, okay, I'll give everyone 10 minutes to do this, and I do it in like 1, and then have to sit there for 9 minutes and wait for everyone else to finish. And then we'd sit down and be like, okay, let's go over the problems we just did and how to solve them again. And I'm just sitting there like, God, this is forever. Ah. Are you looking forward to this month? There was a time when I was like super duper excited to play Artmage, and I feel like my excitement has kind of faded off with time. It's not that I'm not looking forward to Artmage. I do like Artmage. I do think it'll be fun, but I'm not like itching to play them as I was before. I think even last month, I don't think I was like super like, I kind of like accepted that I wasn't going to be able to play it and just kind of like let the feelings drift into the wind. It's worse when you're in college because the lectures are so long. No, it's funny because in college, I think partially because the lectures were so long and they weren't interrupted and I was expected to take notes, it was really, really easy for me to pay attention in college. Granted, I mentioned this before, I didn't have any money to go to college. I was working at fast food. I got like a Pell Grant or whatever, but that grant only paid for like two like courses a semester or something like that. I remember I went in to sign in for like financial aid, and they're like, yeah, you get 2 courses a month. Most people take like 4 to 6. How are you gonna pay for the other ones? And I'm like, I can't. I'll take 2 courses a month. And they're like, well, at that speed, it would take you like 8 years to get like a 2-year degree. And I'm like, that's fine. I ain't doing anything else. Learning is its own reward. I'll just do that. So yeah, like I went to college, but it was a very, very slow pace. But it was also like when I went, I just like I think I aced every class I took. Maybe it would have been harder if I was taking like 6 or 8 classes a semester or whatever, but taking the 2 a semester, it was really easy to just like show up like 3 times a week, lock in, focus on that class, get it done, and then just like ace the test and be like, fine. It helped that we also didn't have a whole bunch of homework. I talked about this before. It's like I hated homework in high school because it was all just busy work. It was just like, okay, you know, again, just going back to that whole thing is like, we would spend a whole day on like one concept, just like teaching it 4 different ways and doing practices for it and doing this. And then they'd be like, now here's a sheet of 50 more problems of the same thing that you just did. Do it again, but at home. And I'm like, I already understand this. You could give me the test now, I would take it. Most higher learning courses are free in my country. Yeah. It's one of those things, you know, I feel like if college were free, I think I would be an engineer now instead of a YouTuber. It's one of the things I forget who I was talking to. It was like an argument online, and they're like, oh, you don't have a real job, you're just a YouTuber. I'm like, I would have a real job if I could afford to go to college, but college ain't free, and you can't pay for college and rent on like a fast food worker's salary. Like, the fact is, you either need to have parents who can give you money, or you need to be like a top 1% person in high school, or you need to take on massive, massive amounts of debt. But I do remember in high school, the last year I was in high school, just sort of on a whim, I needed one more credit. It could be like any credit. So I took a drafting class that just kind of teaches you like how to work with blueprints and like some very basic engineering principles and stuff. And that was like, I remember like going there, not having any expectations and just like having a lot of fun with it and being really good at it. Where the teacher was just kind of like, wow, you kind of figured this out fast. I was like, I remember that was like one of the only classes I was like, do you have any like challenge? Like, because the whole thing with that is, with drafting, basically what they would do is they would give you like a 2D design, you know, they'd give you like some kind of device and they'd be like, here's the left side of it, here's the top of it. Use what you know from those two and render a 3D version of it. Or they'd give you a 3D version that had it from two angles, and you'd have to use that to figure out, like, you know, make a schematic for the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. I was like, this shit's fun. Do you have any stuff from, like, year 2 or year 3 drafting that I could work on? Because we would sit down, he would explain something, and then they'd give us, like, a worksheet to work on for, like, the next half hour, and I would finish it in 10 minutes and be like, can I have... I want more to work on. This is fun. And so I think if I had the ability to like go to college after high school, the first thing I would have looked into is like drafting and engineering. Because I'm not great at like theoretical math, like once you start getting into like imaginary numbers and stuff like that. But when it comes to geometry and trigonometry and basic algebra and stuff, like everything that like if I can physically touch something or imagine how it's supposed to work, then like everything clicks together. College shouldn't be for everyone. I think it should be. I think if you have a desire to learn more, then it is to the benefit of society to allow people to learn more. Because like there's literally no downside. An educated populace in a democracy is going to make better decisions than an uneducated populace. And if someone does go and they learn something and they're like, oh, it turns out I have a knack for this or I have an interest in this, and they pursue it further, they can then make discoveries or make inventions or just contribute in general towards the knowledge of that sector and benefit all of society. It's one of those things where you get people, they're like, oh, well, why should I pay for someone to go to school? It's like, well, the smarter the people around you are, the better off you are. It's to your advantage. Making so everyone can become an elite means we are in the current hell where no one goes anywhere. I don't think we're... That's the thing. We're not in the situation we're in because everyone can be an elite. We're in the opposite situation. The only, like... Not the only, but I'd say like 90% of the elites in this country are just like the children of people who are already rich. We have changed the system. It's so skewed against anyone being able to get an education or whatever that the only people who end up getting it are the ones who are already well off. And so you end up with a whole lot of people who have a lot of free cash, who have the education and the opportunities, the ability to network with other wealthy people, and everyone else who has potential never gets to realize that potential. Internships, apprenticeships, journeyman programs are effectively just higher education on a different path. They don't really go into stuff like history and ethics. Yeah, I suppose. They want to take away education and replace everything with AI. AI isn't scaling with the infinite growth. Yeah, we'll see. Either way, we've been yapping for a bit too. Give me a moment, chat. We will finish this deck profile. But I need to get a drink of water real quick. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play an ad. I'll play an ad instead of looking at the chair. There was someone who got angry at that last time, but they're probably gone. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I am curious. Okay, we're back. We're back. We've learned a little bit about Artmage. Nothing too specific. In fact, let's go ahead and just open up Master Duel again. Oh. Update available. Yeah, there were people in chat. We were talking about the Patreon and potentially joining the Patreon, and there's some people who aren't American who were saying Visa won't let them join, and it's difficult to make a PayPal to join. And I know I have viewers out there, patrons who are from other places. So just in general, if you are a patron who's not in America, if you have any tips, if there's some kind of trick to joining a Patreon, let us know down in the comments. Because I would love to be able to get some advice, but I've never had to live that before. Missions? No new missions. Wait, they're not getting in 1D unlocked, 2D unlocked? Oh, in 3 days. Oh. They've reduced the duel rewards. Less gems for everyone. Pay for Patreon via card. Just mail Joe $20. Notifications. A new season. Yep. Season 55. We got the mate base. We got selection pack tickets. Okay. Every time there's an update, I always hope, you know. I always come in, I was like, maybe today will be the day. Hi, friend. Hello, Spoops Cats. I'm not sure I necessarily call you a friend since this is your first time chatting. But I like to be friendly towards people, you know. Perhaps one day. Oh, someone's knocking on my door. I guess I could take a moment, chat. I'll be right back. How did I get this reputation, chat? I never should have been nice. Being nice was the worst thing. Was it the old guy? No, it was one of the neighborhood kids. It was some girl who looked to be about like 6. And she was just like, knock, knock. And I was like, hi. And she's like, can I get some bubble gum? Like, I don't have any bubble gum. I'm not the candy man. You should teach them Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, if you don't, the story about this was, for the last several years, since I moved in, I wasn't sure if how they were big about Halloween. So when Halloween comes around, I always buy some candy, just in case we get trick-or-treaters. And this year, I have my neighbor Jeff, who's like an old man who lives with his brother. And Jeff doesn't have any kids, but his brother has some kids. There's a couple kids that live up and down the street. And so Jeff came knocking one. He's just like, he's an old man and he don't have a phone or the internet or whatever. So he just kind of like walks up and down the street and he'll knock on whoever's door and just be like, hey, you want to chat for a little bit? Which has happened on stream before. So one day Jeff came up and he knocked on the door and I was like, oh, hey, and we were chatting. And he had his like little niece and nephew with him. And I was just like, oh, hey, I have this candy left over from Halloween. No one got it. You guys can have some of it. And they were like, whoa. And so they grabbed some candy. And then, like, what was it? The neighbors, some of the other kids were down there. And they were like, hey, this guy's giving out candy. So then, like, other kids ran up. And they cleared out the whole bowl of candy. And since then, every time they see me, they ask me for more damn candy. And it's really, I should just be like, I don't have candy unless it's Halloween. Come back on Halloween, I'll have candy. But one time, it was, I do have gum. You don't know, I like to chew gum when I'm not, eating. Or especially, like, after stream or whatever, when I feel the need to snack, I'll just have some sugar-free gum instead. And I had just I buy it in bulk, so I get, like, a bunch. I get a bunch all at once. So one time I was outside putting my trash cans away, and they just happened to be walking down the street, and they were like, "You got candy? Please, please." And I was like, "Hold on, let me go see." And I went inside, and I had an extra thing of gum, so I just gave them, like, I had, like, a thing that had, like, 12 packs of gum, so I just gave them, like, a pack of gum. And so now they want more gum. Joe keeps candy in his top hat. I see the deck is basically built pure already. Yeah, because we're starting in plat, we're gonna do pure. That's super adorable. It's nice. It's just, one, you don't like to be interrupted while I'm trying to work by people asking for candy. And two, kids probably shouldn't be going up to stranger. I don't know where their parents are at or what. Like, Jeff wasn't even there. She just, like, came up to my house on her own and was like, "Hey, can I have some gum?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any gum. I'm sorry." And, like, they're like, if the parents are around, I don't want to be known as the guy who's giving out candy to everyone. That's again, you all are hearing it from my perspective. You understand that I'm being nice. But if you have a kid who's like, "Oh yeah, I keep going up to this guy's house. He lives alone and he gives out candy to all the kids." Like, that's a little weird. Hopefully Jeff puts in a good word for me or two. You just unlocked a core memory because we used to do this all the time as kids. Yeah, he also plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Kill him. I've been considering, I'm like, I wonder if there's a thing I could do where it's just like, what if I just put out like a little mailbox thing or something out, and I was like a take a candy, leave a candy. Not even, but just a thing where, like, what if I just put some, but like, with how hot it is, that shit would melt. Do you wear the top hat? No. I take that off. That sounds kind of worse, like a bank. No, it wouldn't even, it would just be like, because that way it doesn't seem like I'm trying to, like, lure them to my house. It's just like, I don't want to interact with you. Take the candy and don't bother me. I feel like that would make it worse. Yeah, I suppose. I guess it depends on... See, the way I'm looking at it is like, yeah, I'm trying not to interact with them. Stay away from me, take this distraction. Like a neighborhood free... The problem also is that, like, I know if I put candy out there, one kid's just gonna run up and take all the candy. Yeah, they would just steal the entire box. I had a neighbor who was like 60 and they had a Super Nintendo, so I'd randomly show up at their house to play. Don't you have a homeowners association? You highly misunderstand how much money I make at this job. My house is like older than my parents are. Homeowners association's normal. If you're in like a good neighborhood, I ain't in a good neighborhood. I hear gunshots from time to time. It's rich people stuff. Not necessarily. There's a lot of suburban people who like to pretend they're rich people. Fuck, man. It's like a weird American thing. Well, at least I can try to get a non-finito out of here. And if I get more other stuff, I can break it down. The gunshots keep the property value low. But I mean, I can just generate this. We just talk to our neighbors. I mean, I wave to my neighbors or whatever. I don't talk to them a whole lot. Real quick, let me see how different was my version from like what. Okay, so I thought Litera would be like a 3-piece, but most people just played at 1. I thought Graflair would be 3. A lot of people play her at 3. This is just like a 1 of. This isn't played at all. This isn't played at all. We need to have a Typhony. We need to have, I keep forgetting there's so many crosses, but not enough cross dash. Need to have a cross sheep. Guardian Chimera. There's the one Azamino, which I'm pretty sure I already have. We got the Ilya Sylvia. Saryuja. You might want a second Diactress. We'll see about that. I'm not sure I want to craft a second Diactress. If we can get one, we can get one. If not, it's not going to be a big deal. What else did we have here? Looks like a lot of these people are on a super poly package. But I don't want to play super poly because 1, it's at 2. And what was the one? It's like the thing that you can make against the Draco Tail matchup. There's no gamble this month. I'm not sure what you mean. At some point, will you try to play Artmage with K9? Yeah. Secretarion. Oh, there it is. Right at the top. 1 dragon and 1 spellcaster. Yeah, I can make that. Only 1 non-finito. Distant Coder was like, everyone just plays 1. Or you should only play 1. I guess I could play this. I crafted it. And then I just put in one of these and one of the... one of these. Yeah, like I've got room. And then maybe just like a WP, I don't know. And then I think because we want more spell traps, We go on like 2 imperm, 2 triple tack. So that would be like the pure Artmage. Copy this. And then we got what I'm going to call Bark Mage. And we bring that down to 1. Get rid of this. And... oh, brother. I thought I had some of these. I thought I had some things crafted. King BB would like a honk, critter. You want to give something for BB? Ooh, a loud one. We will go broke this episode. Let me look at this. Okay, so what would we need? We need 1 UR for her. We need the fucking werewolf. Get rid of a Diactorus. Probably get rid of the Secretarion. We get a Jax. We would need playing 2 of this. Does someone have the link to the... I can find it again.
So this past weekend, I went...
Let's look at Coder's list. It's 2 Jokul. He was playing 3 Noroi. We need fucking 3 Azuna. One Lupus. 2 Lantern. I guess I can probably, like, if we've got 2 Jokul. Then 1 face-up K9. Okay. So I can maybe like go down to 2 Noroi, 2 Jokul.
Good luck with this ladder climb.
JSB Shingo, thank you for the $100. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And Kid, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Well, thank you. If you didn't get one, you gotta type evaded in chat. Could we get a thank you to JSB in the chat? Looks like they're only playing 1 case for K9, so that's good. And we got 1 forced release. I don't make the rules. Not evaded for once. I'm just like trying to fast forward to what else. And then what is this called? Number 104. You need the 104 package. Yeah, that'll certainly help. Thank you again, JSB. Dr. Love? Who the heck is Dr. Love? They call me Dr. Love. Who's they? I feel like perhaps you belong in prison. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Do we get rid of the Fuelos? I think we do. Play it like this. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more URs. $100 is insane. Yeah, we'll probably need all of it too. Let me go ahead. Let me make a note of this for myself. A new text document. I'm gonna save this as Artmage. I need to do this in the. We're gonna have a new editor for this one, chat. Frosty Bit. They're the ones who did the Aeneacraft Let's Learn. If you liked that, I gave that to them as a test and they knocked it out of the park. Okay, so I'm starting the Artmage time codes. I'm putting down that JSB Shingo donated $100 to buy packs. So next time, if I really need these, basically at any point during the climb, if I'm like, ooh, you know, should I do this? I remember I have $100 extra that I could do. I enjoyed it. They went above and beyond. I lost so many points on those pulls. Yeah. So that'll probably be the two things we're doing, chat, is we're going to go in with pure Artmage. Pure Artmage MK1. And then once we make it up into like Diamond, then we'll go over to Bark Mage. W100. I appreciate it. And who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and we'll get all the URs and I won't even have to use that and I can use some of that to buy pizza. I enjoy a nice pizza from time to time. Are there Artmage sleeves or were they like a limited time thing that are no longer in the, dual field? Probably none of those. Earth, Legend of the Sovereign. Archfiend. Aeneacraft. Yep, we didn't get those, and we probably won't. Rainbow? It's just a rainbow of art. The Spirit Charmers, they got a bunch of colors. Vernicelf, because it kind of looks painted. Witchcrafters, Because artists are kind of like crafters. Icon, yeah, we aren't getting kit. No Artmage. Oh, there's a power patron. But it's for the wrong deck. Ties that bind. Oh, that's that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything hardly we could do. The icons were in previous dual passes. We always got the dual pass. Let's see what we got here. So, were there already Artmages? These are all like the default ones. And then these were the ones that were in different things. I've got Medius. I've got Medius and Graflair. // thank you for the 50 months. Weather Painter, maybe? Maybe. Let's see what we got first. Oh, and we got Non-Finito. We got 3 of them things. And then these are all the solo mode ones, right? And there's no Artmage solo mode. And then a couple specials. Okay. Chat, it's gonna be up to a poll. Which icon do we use? Medius, the Pure, Graflair, or Non-Finito? You got 3 minutes on the clock. Vote on your phones now. Or the man with the mark. Why would we do that one? The icon frame. He's a very important boy. We could do the fusion one too, because it is a fusion deck, although we don't use polymerization. The Radiant Typhoon. Never let them look at your next move. So far, Medius the Pure is winning by 1 vote. It's 11, no, now it's tied, 11 to 11. Medius and Non-Finito, locked in eternal battle. Snake. Think, Doug, think. Succession is basically poly. I think the think is funnier. Obsidian Warrior of Stacking. Why did I have that? I'm not that at all. Awakening. There's a card called Awaken. It's 14 to 14. You got a minute left. Anyone can make it. You gotta believe. Music is a kind of art. Medius takes the lead with 2. Finito catches back up with 15 at 15 to 16. They're neck and neck as we're going into the last 30 seconds. It's anyone's game. Medius is maintaining the lead, but Non-Finito's right on his tail. Graflair still way behind with 2 votes. Medius surges ahead to 18. Non-Finito to 17. It's 18 to 18. Anyone's bet. They're both tied. It's neck and neck. It's gonna be a photo finish, people. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 5. Medius Pure ahead, but Non-Finito gets 2 more at the end. And it's Non-Finito, 21 to 19. Coming ahead at the last second. Think. We got Non-Finito. The wind does kind of make her look ominous. The polymerization does make sense with the fusion summoning. The point doesn't look as well because they didn't add like a drop shadow to it or anything. Shiny. She could just be shiny. Quarter century, ugly. Okay. New poll, chat. Art school, so more colors. What's the more colorful one? Is there a more colorful? Purple and yellow. Purple and blue. It's not really like a rainbow one. What the heck? My keyboard is typing backwards. I feel like this has happened before, and I forget what the key is to make that stop. Like I'm typing left to right instead of right to left. Does anyone know how to fix that? Does that happen when I type anywhere else? No. That's weird as hell. Oh, there... What? Okay, now it's fine. Weird. Control Shift. Okay. What the heck was that? One second, chat. It sounded like someone was screaming out there, but it might have just been a car. Okay, so what frame? The overframe. I think it's between, we got the polymerization. Gonna call that poly. Got the poly for fusion. We've got the point because it's like the think. We got the MST because it makes her look ominous. And what best could be the art? Purple and gold? I think the blue and purple looks like the most kind of like artsy. If you just wanted one that was colorful. Blue and purple. Okay, vote now on your phones. We got the blue and purple. We got the poly. We got the point. We got the wind maxing. Is there a mate that says art? What's the most artistic mate, chat? Book? Book is art? The turtle? Why the turtle? Cross sheep? Oh yeah, we are playing cross sheep. Sure, I'll take that. Do we have an art that works? Anime? What if Naruto was anime? Sunset. Some people wanted the sunset, so maybe that's just like the colorful artist one. It is summertime. This is July, so maybe we just put this in for July? Okay, looks like we're 2/3 of the way through the vote, and blue and purple is winning by 11. So it looks like this is the one we'll be going with. Unless we want to, do we want to do the summer vacation? We'll have a follow-up poll. Blue and purple can face up against summer vacation. Because nothing else was close. A poll is already active. I guess I gotta wait. It fits with art on a canvas. Report the poll. Was that another knock at my door? Trying to wait and listen. Okay. This time I'm just going to give you 2 minutes. I'm going to go check real quick. We got blue and purple or summer. Pick one of those. I'll be right back. It was a knock at my door. Yep, that time it was the old guy. He wanted $1. I told him I didn't have $1 this time. I guess technically I do, but he don't have no PayPal or whatever. The cryptids are coming for Joe. What's happening? Oh, Summer winning handedly. Okay. Blue and purple almost had its shot. A normal frame winning against the over frames? Not in this house. Okay. Let's look at the accessories. There's not an Artmage box, so I think we just look for like the most colorful one. The Live Twins. The Live Twins is like bright and vibrant. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. I think the only one I'm missing is like the dark box, right? The sleeves. Gold Pride, very bright and vibrant, kind of artistic-y. We could go with the other lore archetype. Aluber the Duber a Boober. Dual terminal. I'm looking at the malice in the mirror. Neymar. Football. Want to get the football. I can't believe they made a bunch of these that just have like the date on them. Aurum, the first lore. We need an accessory with stink lines for Artmage. What a mistake of an archetype. Oh, not Skull Servants, a Malice. Yeah, what do you think, chat? I have no strong feelings either way. Is there any kind of consensus? Do we go with these ones because they're colorful? Do we pick the Albaz because it's the other lore archetype? Light and darkness, even though we're not on a chaos deck at all. Two for foot. You really want the football? Dual terminal. There's not dual terminal sleeves. Unless you're counting this. The terminal world? Is that what you mean? Avramax, because Anime Boy. I think if we're going to do the Anime Boy, we go with this, because it's lore. Well, I guess he's also... I mean, it's the same guy. But he started it. I mean, Terminal World is based off of a dual archetype. Or the dual terminal. Real quick, were there any other sleeves we were missing? Let's see. Here there be dragons, Arcana Force, Materia Actor, Knights, Dark Supremacy, Nightmare Absorber. Dragoon. Oh, these are cards. I was like, picture frame? Art? I mean, these are kind of artsy, but not really. The next pack has Phydralis. Tonight you will see. I mean, they did an update and they didn't do it. Okay, I was like, wait, do we already get to the end? We haven't even begun. The leaker leaked the next pack, I see. The weather. I mean, they are painters. But they literally didn't put paint in it. And then these are the ones I think I have. Oh, no, I still don't have them. I think Weather Painters is probably the closest, chat. I guess I could do another poll, though. So it's between Weather Painters. I guess people like Avram more than... Okay, so Avramax... Oops, that's the wrong one. What sleeves? Avramax... Weather Painter... what was the other one we had here? Football, because it looks like modern art. Oh wait, RGB Rainbolution? All the colors? It's probably better than Gold Pride. Although they are both Pride. RGB. Fuck it, I'll just put in Gold Pride too. We'll split the vote, and a least popular one will win. There you go. You could do main and extra. I like to keep it the same. But maybe whatever comes in second, we'll use that for the extra. What kind of looks like the school? The Star Hall? It is like a hall of learning? The Citadel? Lore board with Elf Note one if you have it, I don't. Yeah, I think Star Hall's probably the best. I feel like we've used the Cathedral before and it's too bright, it's too much gold. There's secretly a sports school and it's the football. Now, I want to try to use one we haven't used before. I don't know if we've used the Star Hall, but we haven't in a while. Is there any one of these that makes a little bit more sense? Not really. Who's going on the base again? It's the Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep on the Fusion? Yeah, that's how we can get the fusion represented. Looks like the RGB is winning. Second place is tied between the Weather Painters and the Gold Pride. So if you want something for the extra deck sleeves, Gold Pride pulls ahead by 1. Oh wait, no, sorry. Gold Pride and Weather Painter are still tied. One more vote could clinch it either way. You want the Weather Painters or the Gold Pride to be the extra deck. Oh, Weather Painter pulls ahead by 1 at the last second. And yeah, okay. So RGB, and I will buy the 1 sleeves. We did get a lot of subs today, so I should be able to afford that. They're down here somewhere. Everything's like somewhere. There we are. Yeah, if you wanted to do it at a sports school, that probably would have been the way to do it, is put football in second place. Where are they? Those are ones we've earned. There it is, right at the top. Okay. We're good. Oh, and I guess, 3 main cards. Gotta put Medius in the beginning, or in the middle. She's on the right, she's on the left. And Graflair can watch... Well, I guess we could just do the 3 of them. I like that, maybe. Yeah, and Graflair watches from the couch in the corner. I wish that I could say it would be alright. Alright, and with that, chat, I think we're done with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Portion of the stream. We learned quite a bit about Artmage. We got all our aesthetics figured out. It's just going to be a matter of testing the deck, which is what we're going to do on Thursday. And I'll be doing that by testing with you all. We'll also be pulling all the packs and everything Thursday. So whether you want to see and gamble on me opening packs, gambling just the channel points, by the way, not actual money or anything. But if you want to gamble channel points, see me open packs, or you want to duel against me and help me test the Artmage deck, show up on Thursday. We'll be doing that. And then next Tuesday, I believe we should begin. What is next Tuesday? Yeah, next Tuesday is the 7th. We should begin the ladder climb then. Gamble till you're in shambles. Yeah, there's not a lot that we're going to be pulling for because there's not a pack. We pretty much just have to go into the one that has non-finito in it. Like, we're basically just going to be going in here and pulling for the non-finito. And then it's like, well, if we get a Jowza, we can break it down. If we get a hidden Heck of Hands, we can break it down. I'm pretty sure we already have several of these. These are all like one-ofs, maybe Caramels a 2. Actually, let me see what I have. Yeah, I already have 2 Caramel. I already have 1 of these, 2 of these. So, like, pretty much any of the URs, except for exactly... Well, I was about to say any of the URs, except for this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Except for half of them. But half of them we already have, and we can break down. We only need 2 of these at most. And we do have some UR points. 8 days, yeah, okay, so we'll still be here. And then, after we do that, probably just opening up this. Because, in the case of this, every UR is something we can break down. Unless we get exactly the Altart Dominus or a 3rd copy of Crackdown or Meowls. I feel like it's good to pick up Meowls eventually, but everything else we have 3 of, so we can just, like, farm these for UR points. Is there anything else in this deck we don't have? No. So it's all just, like, extra points, baby. Why do I have 5 Swift Scarecrows? And 4 Skullmeisters? When does this pack go away? 65 days? Someone's speeding around. Speeding around downtown. So we'll be doing that. For the rest of tonight, we're actually going to be playing Blasphemous, which is a game that got suggested to me. It's kind of like a 2D's Souls-like thing. With very, like, religious iconography, kind of. But it's like weird... It's like weird statues and, like, spikes and thorns and shit. Let's see if we can get... game capture. Oh, there we go. Nope, where's the... stretch to screen. Spanish Catholicism. Gotcha. Yeah, we played a little bit about this last time. I got to, like, the first boss. So we're going to be doing this. I'm going to go ahead and change over the thing. But first, I need to get some dinner. So I'm gonna find something to watch. There was something I wanted to do. What was it? This is a mature rated game. Yeah, I guess if someone's here who's like a little kid, get out. You're not allowed to watch this one. You're too young for such things. Look at this, it's horrifying. Let's see, do I have any liked videos? Do I have anything interesting that would be how to roll strange dice? Grimbeard stuff? Do we do Grimbeard things again? You got me on an okay go kick. Oh yeah, I guess we have more of those. Problem is, it might take me more than a few moments. And I don't know if there's enough playlist stuff. Yeah, this could probably work. Okay. Yeah, we'll put on some OK Go, and I'm gonna go make dinner. It should only take a few minutes. I'll have to get a drink and use the bathroom as well. I'll go ahead and play some ads. So if you need to go to the bathroom or grab a snack or whatever, now would be a good time to do that. For everyone else, you'll get a little show, and I will return shortly. If this will work. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and this is just like a playlist, so there might be ones you've seen before, depending on how long it takes. Okay, I will return. Start with this one we did earlier with all the different iPhones. Also, if you're curious what I'm eating here, because I know some people... Screw computers, he said, on a computer. Go ahead. I got these, they're cheese sticks, but they're like a specific brand. They're called, Mozzarella nuggets. Tried out, they were new things, and, I'll say, they smell really good. They're very, like, garlicky. They've got, like, a little, like, parm kind of smell to it. And you can tell. It's got just the right amount of cheese, because it's got that stretch when you bite into it. Very buttery, too. Buttery, cheesy, garlicky. What more could you want out of society? Opportunity? Get out of here. All right, chat, are you ready to begin our pilgrimage? Last time we were at the desecrated cistern. I'm 13% complete. It's quite a bit. Juicy on that one. Okay. So I've got the downwards. Let me remember. I've got two things on my rosary. I can have increased defenses, and I get a little bit of souls from... Or sorry, Tears of Atonement from destroying an object. I can listen to people who are dead. Got a whole bunch of quest items. Sword of Core with a defensive prayer can be inserted to boost the blocking stance. Yeah, but I didn't want that because the downsides didn't seem worth it. Oh yeah, I never tried this. I guess I could. Generally, I'm not a... These are like your spells, essentially. This one, I can waste some time just to... That was the wrong button. There we go. It's like a long range move. I think having long range is better than improved attack ability. And I've gotten all of these except for the Sacred Thrust. Oh yeah, there was a thing for poison. I assume this poisons me. The sewers level. Civi, bring up the count. Ding. think I'll try down here first. Oh. Hey, buddy. Doing all right?
Blessed are the eyes that with devotion see my tormented heart. Let the ones who are joyful in affliction and fasting come to me, for they are pleasant penance. 6 stinging pains lance my flowery breast. Take the first one and purge one of your 6 mortal stains of the soul.
Maximum health increased. Huh. That's a weird way to increase your maximum health. I've acquired the Scaphoid of Fierce the Leper. Rejected by his family, his village, and even by other lepers, Fierce only found solace in the echo that his voice returned to him when he took refuge in the tunnel of the deserted cistern. Lore. Whoa. Huh. Ow. So you just respawn infinitely? Seems like it. I wonder if I could farm that for infinite souls. I freed a cherub. Oh. Who the heck are you? Damn, I didn't think this was the way I was supposed to go. He's the guy. Ow. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. Ah. So I need some kind of poison resistance, or at the very least, more health. Okay, they don't hurt the other ones either. Ah, he hurt me. Have I been here before? Yeah, I remember this.
What I am offering you here is as lustrous as the first star of the night. And may my...
Yeah, I remember I didn't want these the first time. I forget. There's a map though, right? Oh, there's a save if I just go up. Okay. This was a shortcut. Yeah, I just forget exactly where the shortcut leads to. I was like, I thought there was a save spot around here, but I forgot exactly where. There was also... slightly increasing the volatility. I thought there was something that gave me immunity to poison. And I saw it and I was like, nah, oh, maybe that was in the shop and I forgot about it. What in particular makes this a 2D Souls-like instead of a Metroidvania? This is my first exposure to it. It's got like a bonfire system. It's much more mechanically like complex, I feel like, with like a parry mechanic and a dodge mechanic. I feel like most of the time Metroidvanias aren't quite on that level, but I guess Hollow Knight has that. Buying that will not let you survive the gas. Oh, okay.
What I am offering you, and may my...
I will buy it anyway, though. Someday I may need protection from gases. And if I do, that'll be very important. Oh yeah, there is where I can go. There's not enough room. Oh, I can't jump that high in the water. Gotcha. Sometimes there's hiddens. I knew it was coming eventually. Oh, there's gas. The gas is kind of hard to see, at least for me. There is some hiddens, I will say. Must be around here. The bell will not stop ringing. I hear it. My hands are wounded from the digging. Must be around here. One more wound. I hear it close by. I don't have 500. Store health and bile vessels? Yeah. So not a save point. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I guess I can't get up there. Can't get up there and I can't go under here. Unless there's something... There was one jump mechanic they tried to teach me that, like, I didn't figure out and they only gave me one shot to do it. Yeah, I'll have to go back. Oh, that's the bell they were talking about. Is this somewhere I've been before? It is not. Nope. That wasn't the map button at all. I know a boss room when I see it. The Calcanum of Persian. The bandit. Feared by his countryman, Persian attacked roots without distinction between rich or poor, and always alone. The day he dragged himself to Albero on the brink of death, no one took pity on him. Oh. Oh! Do I have an... No, not even close. I grabbed something else for you,
Time
right?
outside these walls passes by strangely. But if your penance happens to carry you under set skies, be so kindest sorrowful be the heart.
I guess I already brought it to him. Oh, there was a save nearby, right? Oh, yeah, it's on the other side. Take it on the other side. Okay. So I found a shortcut. I guess we see what's in here real quick.
This
Hello.
lowly servant greets you, O penitent one. Welcome to the ossuary of all those who will be eternally remembered. My duty is none other than to provide shelter to each and every one of these skeletal remains that linger under these intangible veils of dust. It matters little how many years or centuries have passed. The bones speak to us through their creaking and grinding, and through their silence. But these remains need one another in order to reveal the truth they still guard within. Only together, in intimate brotherhood, will they achieve eternal rest. For this, they beg that you help them. Bring them before me, and in this way, we will uncover the truth that they have silenced.
Happy Pride, everyone. Intimate brotherhood.
The bones thank you for your help, O virtuous penitent one. Bring the bones before me.
Gotcha. So that's what these collectibles are. The collectibles go in here. And then if I collect all of them, I can fight the Bone Lord or whatever. Alright. Gotcha, gotcha. Did I go in here? I did. I was like, this seems like a boss room. Oh, hello.
Two faces greet you, penitent one. My name is Nacimiento.
Hello.
Look at my chest, upon which an ancient visage grows older and older.
You can't just
A
say
face that does not speak, that does not think, while mine becomes younger, such that I now look like a child. Such a terrible sentence is this, that I do not understand its purpose. No matter how much I reflect on the sin that I may have committed to deserve it, the grace of the miracle is present even in those who are punished. Perhaps I might reduce the magnitude of this sentence by helping you. Bring me the quicksilver, which is capable of flourishing under our feet in any place at the whim of the Grievous One, and I will mix it with the bile from your flasks, thereby enhancing its gift.
Quicksilver, bile flask, and 1,000 tears.
Bring me the quicksilver.
Okay. Gotcha. Find Quicksilver. He's in one of those X-Men movies. Did I go through here? I did not. Oh, hey. You're welcome. Okay. I don't want to leave the dungeon yet. Because there's still stuff I haven't explored. Ah. The sewer, she calls to me. Yeah, I didn't go down here. Pardon me. Oh. Anoint yourself with the oil of the pilgrims. Sure. Neat. I guess I should be attacking more walls. Oh, on my way back up, I will. I'll go back there in a minute. I see. Okay, I can't sneak under there. Oh. I see. I don't know what that did. Something somewhere opened, chat. Was it over here? Black grieving veil. Dark cloth that has kept its silky feel despite the passing of years. One of the 3 remaining unfinished ceremonies. The wounds inflicted by a broken oath rarely find healing. Oh. Doesn't appear I can go up. Did that open one of those doors down here? Already played that game recently. It's my first time. Nope, it didn't open anything up. Would you say it's more of a Souls-like or more of a Metroidvania? It opened it to get the veil. Ah, I see. The humorous of McMittens, the nurse! A nurse and cat lover, saved countless lives, humans and other, unable to bear saving those who showed no respect for life. He put an end to his own. Gotcha. In my opinion, a game needs an equipment stats leveling system conducive to builds to be a Souls-like. I see. Looks like the nearest save room is up there. Oh, I know this way. I've been here before. And it's probably faster just to go back. I'm faster. I could have gotten the death animation. We're back in our barrel. Heal me. Okay. And then from here we can go back into the sewers. Pretty easily. Is there somewhere in the sewers I haven't been over there yet? Okay. Bellman. He's worth like 10. That takes a hit off you. Oh, I haven't been over there. I've been up here, right? Yeah. That was how I got it. Ouch. Dang trigger buttons. I should have known. Oh, and I still can't jump in the water. Climbing the poison drip ladders does kind of suck. I could have done it if I had done it more carefully. Excommunicatus! Did that fall hurt me? I still haven't figured out if there's falling damage in this game. Yeah, I know the acid drip killed me. But I thought I took damage from the fall as well. It felt like the acid drip did more damage than I expected it to. Oh, what? I thought I hit the button. Guilt recovered. Yeah. I can maybe get over there. I don't know if I can get back. I could kill him, but I couldn't escape, eh? I found me way out. Yeah, okay, I didn't go up here. Ah! Stop respawning. Treasure? Empty bile vessel. I needed one of those. You can easily afford to fill. I don't know how to fill. I don't even know what the bile vessels do. I don't think the game's explained that to me. Damn it. So was that the blood statue? Oh, is that what that was? The save point's so close. But there's like invisible guys, not invisible guys. The ground guys. Okay. I avoid death once more. And I believe the creatures only come back after I do the bonfire thing, right? That's the other thing that's like Souls-like about it. That was where I got the life. Yeah, there's no way to get through this. I thought maybe there was something I missed before, like maybe I could duck under it because I didn't realize that until later for the other one. He's worth a lot of souls. I think that's everywhere in the sewer. I mean, I could get a bile thing. The thing that annoys me is it takes a minute, or it takes like a few seconds for the slime to start. Like when you first enter, it's not there. Like, if you see what I mean? Oh. Is that what these are? Oh, they're not really represented on my inventory. Gotcha. I didn't realize Bile Vessel was the name of my Estus flask. They were under quest items. Oh, I guess they were. Yeah, I'm surprised there's not really like a stat screen that like shows your character and be like number of bile vessels. Yeah, it feels like sometimes when I'm crouched specifically, there's like a little bit of, there's like a delay or something where like I swing, but it doesn't accept the swing. This is, yeah, okay. No, I need to go up. There's a degree of Castlevania stiffness to this one, yeah, for sure. Oh, I still need the Quicksilver though, right? Plus
Bring me the
1,000.
Quicksilver.
I need Quicksilver and 1,000 souls. I did get one more of these.
The bones thank you for your help. Bring the bones.
Yep, bring more bones. The man loves him some bones. Yeah, the teleporter brings me back there, but until I get some way to jump in the water, get a double jump, or breathe through gas, I don't feel like there's anywhere else I could go in the sewers. Might as well go ahead and save up here real quick. Yeah, the sewers requires stuff, and I tried to climb the mountain, and that seemed to require a double jump as well. There's a boss room I skipped? Interesting. I mean, I'll have to come back here, so I guess I'll do it then. Yeah, I faced one boss last time. Oh, though I was like, I know what a boss room looks like, but it wasn't a boss room. I see. Huh. Metapus, the Hodges of Blacksmith. Metacarpus of Hodges the Blacksmith. He forged some of Custodia's most beautiful weapons, wielded by the Anointed Legion themselves. Destiny wanted it to be one of the weapons that killed him. Nope, no secrets here. Oh. Roll around all you want, it won't help you. Oh, hey. Hiddens. Or I don't know why. Oh. Whoa. Got him. Yeah, the wall jump is very stiff. Head rip off. They can also just be jumped over. Oh, can they? They don't look like they should be able to. I see. Cause I'm half the man I used to be. Ow. Stop trying to fight me and fight me. Oh, I dubbed. Mini boss. Very Binding of Isaac sounding. Okay, yeah, they're much easier to fight than I thought. Huh. I thought maybe I could slash that in the air. I don't know how else you're supposed to get around that. Okay. You have no available offerings. Where's he at? Oh, was that a one-time only thing?
O penitent one, we traverse strange roads under the same firmament, with nigh other trade, nigh other name. My name is Redento, barefoot the pilgrim of the Order of the Genuflectors. Prithee taketh nigh affront in my not looking at thy visage, for we at each moment lean forth, so as not to divert our eyes from the path. Such is our old precept.
Can't really understand what's going on.
We are before Hondo, the great buried bell, erected upside down so that its ringing would make the earth tremble and reach distant lands. Now Hondo resoundeth in a deep triune moan that travelleth in echoes through its broad spiraling circles. My feet wish to cross to the other side of this ancient valley, to move on to the next destination. Oh, my sins! Who could help me?
All right. Quest gotten. Bring the boat for Renando. Oh. It seems I cannot fight these. Ah! Scapula of Carlos, the Executioner. His hatred for people was great as his love for animals. When he was ordered to execute a dog that had bitten a bishop, Carlos refused for the first and last time. I didn't time that well. Another bellman. Oh, does he trigger the bells? Is that what's going on here? Did I open it for... No, it's probably just this one. Curse you, throwy man! Oh, this is gonna be an ass, isn't it? Not what I intended to do. Unfortunately, the one long-range move they gave me travels along the ground. Yeah, again, I remember them saying something about, like, you can get a second jump or something if you do this in the air right, and then they just didn't give me a chance to try it. You need an unlock from the chest. Ah, I see. Oh, hey. Just in time. Womp womp. Okay, at least they gave it to me on this side. Okay, so I don't think I can make it over there. How many souls do these give? Like 5. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so I do need to go this way. Huh. But it looked as though I couldn't go down from here, unless... No, I can't seem to make it over that. Oh yeah, I forgot I had that. Probably for good reason. Uh-oh. Ah, I see. I never would have figured that out. Because the other ones didn't do that. That's the tutorial to show you to do that mechanic. See, this seems like the tutorial. If they'd put that, then I'd know. Oh. Oh, maybe I should try to parry that. Is this just a death? No. I didn't think they would be able to hit me from there. Oh, I killed this guy up here. Okay, I can't, like, deflect it back at him. You're very patient with the throwing idiots. In general, I try to fight things when I probably should run. Known for his gambling skills, many believe that John von Gander's Gamermind's fate was guided by the high wills. The day his luck ran out, so did his life. Are these like Kickstarter backers? Was this like a Kickstarter game? Ah! None of the names here, they're not very usernamey. Yeah, they could just be like, yeah, you know, you're not allowed to put... Ooh, another empty bile vessel. I keep thinking I can look down if I just duck. Oh, hey. I've got so many healing potions. My Estus runneth over. Good thing I went back. These guys have so much health. So the faces do nothing. But these ones do. Oh, that hurts as well. I see. Yay, progress. Puzzle room. Damn it, I keep forgetting that hits me. Treasure! The Dutchman's treasure! The knot of a rosary rope. Oh, hey! So I should be able to add that to my rosary thing, right? I guess also this thing tore that down. Did it drop something down here? Is that what I was meant to do, or was it something up top that helped? Like, should I go back? That helped up. Okay. Oop. Yeah, see, this is what I feel like I need the jump thing to get up there. But maybe I just need a double jump. Makes it easy! Except I have no way to get over there, do I? Unless this is like a... No. Ah, okay. We're making our way downtown. Bases passed, homebound, etc., etc. Can I add to my rosary here? No. I'm guessing I have to go back to that one place with like the big spooky statue. I hate you guys. Yeah, that's the way I came. Oh, hey! Ah! Good luck on this.
Thou art the answer to my prayers. The Order thanketh thee for thine aid. It is of little use for me to remain here. Go with the Father, O penitent one.
I've obtained the 4th toe made of limestone.
It is of little use.
Toe from the statue of the first barefoot pilgrim. The 4th toe bore the memory of its partner, so as to not forget better times. Reduce the dodging cooldown. I see. Yeah, I don't know how this guy is supposed to make it across here. He seems like he can barely move. Like, how you gonna make this jump, buddy? There's some kind of fire that'll let me jump later. Got it. Rendo has his methods. What the heck was that? Well, I see. So that's how it's gonna be. Ah, fuck, I'm kind of far away. Yeah, fighting them in a limited space is a bit hard. Ah. Ah. I didn't want to end up down here. Oh, I can... I didn't even see this part. Let me up! I need a double jump. Wow, when you get hit by that, you really just are like stun locked. You're in for the duration of the ride. All right. Is this a boss? If this is a boss, I'll face the boss. If this isn't a boss, okay, this isn't a boss. This is the entrance to another thing. Okay, so for now, I think I'm gonna leave it there because we're at our time. We're a little after our time, but you know, I'm still enjoying this. I'm making my way around. I still don't really know what's going on, or care too much about the Penitent One as a character or anything. But I you know, I like exploring the land. I like going through stuff. Hopefully, you're enjoying it as well. For now, though, I am going to get headed... There's got to be a way out of here, right? Game options. Exit to main menu. There we go. So for now, I'm going to get going. Thank you all again for joining me. I hope you had a lovely time. As I said earlier, but just in case there's anyone new, we'll be playing Artmage. Specifically, I'll be testing it out on Thursday. That'll be the next stream, so if you want to duel, that'll be your chance. And then probably afterwards, we'll be doing more of this. And we'll also be doing more of this on Friday. Friday, we're going to be doing something. I want to make another bonus video. I just haven't decided what yet. I still need to make a video talking about, like, the fact that I turned my Discord into a democracy. But there's not a whole lot to, like, make about that. Or not a whole bunch to say about that. I think I got it, pesky bee. And what else would it be? Oh, I still have 2 cheese sticks left that are very cold. I thought I got all of them. Yeah, the other potential thing, there has been a video I wanted to make for the political channel for a while. Recording that on stream might help me make it a little bit faster and more effective. I don't know, I can't tell. Maybe I'll have to have a poll for the people who like those kinds of videos. But like for a while I made like really heavily edited and scripted ones where there were a lot of like visuals and it was a lot of you know, just very concise making points. And then I experimented for a while with like just talking about something on stream where I could pump them out a lot faster, but they were less cohesive because it was just me like sort of rattling off an idea I'd been thinking about for a while. Not sure which people would prefer. But if they like the stream ones, I might do that. We'll see. For now, I'm going to get going. Let's go ahead and just raid Penguin Man. Penguin Man, take me by the hand, take me to the land that you understand.